جوابك. ليه تختار آي راديو في 5 الأسباب المقنعة ديل؟
الثقة والوصول. بيعتبر آي راديو المحطة الإذاعية الأكثر ثقة وشعبية في جنوب السودان، مدعومة بالاستطلاعات الأخيرة مع قاعدة مستمعين مخلصين. حتصل رسالتك إلى جمهور واسع بشكل فعال.
شبكة واسعة النطاق. آي راديو ليست مجرد محطة إذاعية، إنها شبكة من المحطات المترابطة. لم تكن شريك مع آي راديو، سنقوم ببث برنامجك عبر مواقع متعددة مثل واو، أويل، كواجوك، يامبيو، بور، رنگ، ملكال وباليت، وبيضمن أقصى قدرة من التغطية والتأثير.
التواجد الإقليمي. بتمتد بصمة آي راديو إلى ولاية غرب وشمال بحر الغزال، غرب والاستوائية الوسطى، جونغلي، أعالي النيل ووراب. من خلال التعاون مع آي راديو يمكنك التواصل مع المجتمعات المتنوعة والجماهير المستهدفة في المناطق ديل.
مشاركة المجتمع. الشراكة مع آي راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة مع محطات في مواقع استراتيجية زي الرنج، ملكال وباليت. بتوفر آي راديو تغطية شاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
A very good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. A civil society leader has appealed to the national government to intervene and convince a spiritual leader, Makwach Tut, who is reportedly mobilizing youth to attack parts of Upper Nile State. Vice President Josephine Lagu, chairperson of the service cluster, has urged Christians to give generously to support the nationwide growth and expansion of the church. And the Central Equatorial State Minister of Housing, Lands and Public Utilities has urged residents of Lokwilili residential area not to comply with recent road demarcation activities carried out in the area. This and more will all come to you in this news bulletin with me, Darlington Moses, and now the news in detail. A civil society leader has appealed to the national government to intervene and convince a spiritual leader, Makwach Tut, who is reportedly mobilizing youth to attack parts of Upper Nile State. Ted Manyang Gotwaj, the executive director of the Center for Peace and Advocacy, says he has received credible reports that Tut is moving towards Malakal with armed youth allegedly planning to launch attacks. Gatwech is urging the government to initiate dialogue to stop Tut from proceeding with the plan. Tut, also known as Prophet Makwach Tut, is an influential spiritual leader from Jonglei State. He was previously accused of leading an armed group of youth to attack parts of Upper Nile State in 2022. Vice President Josephine Lagu, chairperson of the service cluster, has urged Christians to give generously to support the nationwide growth and expansion of the church. She made the call during a fundraising event in Juba, which brought together senior government officials, religious leaders, and community members. Among those in attendance were Mary Apai Ayiga, the newly appointed SPLM second deputy chairperson, Governor General Rabi Mojung Emmanuel of Central Equatorial State, and other dignitaries. Vice President Yanga encouraged the faithful to see giving as a form of services, especially during the country's ongoing economic challenges. The event also aimed to raise awareness about health issues and mobilize resources for the ongoing expansions of All Saints Cathedral. This is iRadio News, and before the international scene, the Central Equatorial State Minister of Housing, Lands and Public Utilities has urged residents of locally residential area not to comply with recent road demarcation activities carried out in the area. David Morbes says his ministry did not authorize the demarcation and has no involvement in the exercise. Speaking at a press briefing held at the ministry headquarters on Friday, Morbes said the Ministry of Housing, Lands and Public Utilities is not part of the activities and demarcations that happen and condemned them as illegal. He said that the acts were being carried out by land grabbers operating outside the limits of legal authorities. And now to the international scene, the UK has secured a €10 billion deal to supply the Norwegian Navy with at least 5 new warships. The Ministry of Defense said the agreement provides Type 26 frigates will be the UK's largest and biggest ever warship export deal by value, while Norway said it would be its largest defense capability investment to date. The government said the deal would support 4,000 UK jobs well into the 2030s, including more than 2,000 at BAE Systems Glasgow shipyards, where the frigates will be built. UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer said the agreement would drive growth and protect nationwide security for working people. And at least 20 people have been killed and more than 100 are being treated at hospitals for injuries after a 6.0 earthquake magnitude struck eastern Afghanistan at a relatively shallow depth of 8 kilometers. Multiple sources from the Taliban government say dozens of houses are under rubble and it is feared that the death toll could rise. Taliban government officials have urged humanitarian organizations to aid the rescue effort in remote mountainous areas. Some are only accessible by air due to landslides and flooding. The quake has shaken buildings from Kabul to Pakistani capital's Islamabad, which is more than 300 kilometers away. This is iRadio News, and now to end this bulletin, let's have the news recap on the top stories once again. A civil society leader has appealed to the national government to intervene and convince a spiritual leader, Makwach Tood, who is reportedly mobilizing youth to attack parts of Upper Nile State. Vice President Josephine Lagu, chairperson of the Service Cluster, has urged Christians to give generously to support the nationwide growth and expansions of the church. And the Central Equatorial State Minister of Housing, Lands and Public Utilities has urged residents of locally residential area to not comply with recently demarcated roads activities carried out in the area. You're listening to iRadio News, and now to end this bulletin, that's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +211 25 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at 1:30. I am Darlington Moses. Thanks for listening.
Your eye on South Sudan, iRadio. Your eye on South Sudan, iRadio.
Good morning, it's iRadio.
صوتك مهم أكتر ما تتصور. في كل مرة بتتصل فيه بإذاعة آي راديو، في كل مرة بتشارك فيه وجهة نظرك، وفي كل مرة بتدلي فيه رأيك على الهواء. أنت بتمارس حرية التعبير، أنت بتحمي حرية الإعلام، أنت بتحافظ على حيوية الإذاعة المستقلة، وأنت بتشارك بفعالية في عملية الحوكمة. كثير من الناس ما بيعرفوا، لكن الاتصالات والتعليقات والمحادثات ديل ما مجرد كلام، بل هي